Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om Swamiji. Welcome to all. Today is the third class of Atma Bodha. In the last class, the first 25 minutes, Swamiji revised the introductory class of Atma Bodha. Swamiji pointed out that it is difficult to translate the word Atma into English. It can be roughly translated as self, I, or me. It is aham in Sanskrit. This word I is used very frequently in our daily transactions. How do we understand this aham? Swamiji has elaborated this in the first introductory class and even in the second class. We should listen to both these classes several times until we are able to understand this. Atma Bodha is the knowledge of this aham. The second topic of the last class, Swamiji talked about the definitions of Atma. In Tattva Bodha, where self-enquiry is discussed, the question is asked, what is Atma? Sthula Sushma Karana Sharirat Vediriktaha Panchakoshatidaha San Avastatraya Sakshi Sachidananda Rupa Swarupaha San Yas Tishtadi Sa Atma. Swamiji started explaining how the word Atma is derived grammatically from the Sanskrit root or the dhatu. We can derive many words from a single dhatu or root. Swamiji said about the derivation of the Atma, the word Ata, meaning Sadasya Gamane. Sadasya Gamane means move constantly or bind always or energize. To this root, to this dhatu, Ata, when the suffix manin, M-A-N-I-N, is added, it becomes Atmanin. The word Atman is derived from that. This is the first derivation. And this is not connected to what we are discussing, but yet we need to be aware of this. The second one is given in a sloka. Swamiji explained this very beautifully. Yachapnodi yadadatte yachati vishayaniha yadasya sandado bhavaha tasmad atmedi giyade. It says, why this existence is called, eternal existence is called Atma. Swamiji gave us 4 meanings for this. The first meaning, yachapnodi, that which pervades everywhere. The second meaning, yadadate, that into which everything resolves. Atma is the ultimate cause of creation. The cause resolves all. The third meaning, yachati, the Atma, Ati consumes everything, everything. All experiences are without there is no desire. Only when the Atma is there. Atma is there. Action. The fourth meaning, tado bhavaha, and is imperishable. It means absolute. That is which is sub existence, the core of the word. Subject, you have to go through it again. After we entered into the first sloka, an invocation, actually a salute to the Lord, Guru, or in the invocation, Indirectly, Chadushtaya means Adhikari, Prajanam and Sambandham. From sin. What is the sin? Sin is the identification of the body, mind, thought. Then it says, those who are Vitaragina, means craving or attachments, which the Adhikari is also a liberation. We are always living. Only thing is that we are not aware of this. So, the subject matter that we are now going to discuss is Adhikari is a sadhana benefit the present Bodha.
Kamalaji, the voice is breaking.
Sorry. Ultimately, relationship Pratipadya. Now listen to Swamiji. You could hear me because my was little.
Shrutismritipurananamalaya karunalayam namami bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Batarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavando Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Now we will all chant together the first verse of Atmabodha. We can look at your text. Tapo bhikshina papanam
Tapo bhikshina papana
Shantanam vitaraginam
Shantara Vitaraginam
Mumukshunam apekshyoyam
Mumukshunam Apekshayona
Atmabodho vidhiyate
Atmabodho Vidhiyate.
In every class, we will repeat this shloka as an invocation, as we did in Atmabodha. Okay, so you can chant and practice, if possible, memorize. Okay, so Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Namo Narayana to everybody. The last class was summarized by Kamalaji. We have learned what is the nature of Atma and what is the definition of Atma. You see, by knowing the definition, we get an information of Atma. Now we know why Atma is called Atma. That's all. By definitions, you won't get the experience of that. Now, if you know what is ice cream, know how it is made and what are the ingredients. So when we discuss about ice cream, we get all the informations. But the taste of the ice cream doesn't come by the descriptions. Similarly, we have to do sadhana to actually realize the existence of Atma. So people may think there are students, they think sometimes after studying Vedanta, completing Vedanta, the realization will come its own. It's not actually like that. No? After getting all these informations, you will be bundled with knowledge, lots of knowledge, heavy knowledge. But to digest it, you have to practice one by one. So that is the reality of this. So therefore, we give much importance and emphasis on practice and sadhana. So to practice this, we should know what should be practiced. So only for that purpose, we are learning all this. Yeah, you have seen in Atmabodha as well as the first sloka of Atmabodha, how Shankaracharya is emphasizing on sadhanas. In all conditions, sadhanas are important. In another place, I remember that Bhagavad Pada Shankaracharya says, Upaye adhiko yatna kartavyaha no upeye. Say, very generalistic theory that he is quoting. He says, one has to do effort, put his full effort to practice upaya. Upaye adhiko yatnaha kartavyaha. Not in upeye. So what should be achieved? When you practice the sadhana rightly, intensely, efficiently, the result of the sadhana will automatically come to you. So there is no need to make the result, create the result. Our duty is to complete the sadhana. So in another place it is said, if you are not realizing, not getting the result, it is not the problem with the result, but the problem with the practice, the cause of the result. So his cause is not complete. As we know, this very obviously, if the cause is not complete, the effect will not come completely. So an incomplete cause cannot create the complete, or cannot bring down the complete effect. So this is the reality. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, Upaye adhiko yatna kartavya. Na upeye. Upeya means what to be achieved. The object what we aim to achieve. That is called upeya. So the upeya will appear in you when the sadhana is completed. No, when we cook rice or meal, any meal, we collect all the samagris, all the ingredients, all the needful thing, what is needed. We collect all that and prepare. We keep on fire or heater or wherever and wait for that to cook. So this is what is happening. When you complete your sadhana, collect all the samagris, all the efficiencies. So then the result will manifest itself. So the cooking is that you are making the things ready for fire to cook. That's all. So you keep everything on fire and wait for fire to cook. So then you get the cooked meal. Similarly, when you when we practice sadhana, each step of the sadhana is completed. We get the result there, then and there. So this is what emphasized in the first sloka. Now we are taking up the second sloka. No, second sloka of Atmabodha. So, second sloka, what we see is, now we are talking about many sadhanas. Just now I introduced that. We have to practice sadhanas. So we know many sadhanas, especially nowadays there are so many gurus, modern gurus, they are teaching various sadhanas. The students are confused. They don't know which sadhana is correct, which sadhana they should follow. No, they keep on trying, keep on comparing, and they lose their patience and lose their valuable time by doing all this. The reason is they don't know where to start. Who is right? From where to start? Similarly, if we talk about many sadhanas, the sadhaka will be confused. The confused sadhaka cannot practice, and the confused practice cannot get the result. This we have seen in our day-to-day life. If we are confused to sit or walk or go or not to go, then what would happen? So the same thing is happening here also. Therefore, the first verse it is said, you need vairagya, you need viveka, you have to do all this vidaraganam, shantaram, you have to practice meditation, have to practice yoga, pranayama. Now what else? So now the next sloka, Acharya Shankara Prabhupada ji is directly leading us to the direct cause of Atma, direct cause of liberation. That is the realization of Atma. So then we know this is direct cause. So each direct cause may have many indirect causes. No, we can say all supportive disciplines, contributory causes. So the one is main cause, the other causes are contributory to the supportive to the main cause. So here now the second sloka is introducing the direct cause of liberation. So then we know this is what is direct. What else we are practicing is all indirect. It means they are supportive disciplines, contributory disciplines, not the direct cause. Okay? So now we chant the second sloka. Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshat mokshika sadhanam pakasya vahni vajnanam vina moksho na siddhyati. So you see how directly, beautifully Shankaracharya ji has stated this. In each sloka of Atmabodha, we can see his simple method of teaching, what we say as direct speech. And he is simplifying it such a way, in each sloka, one statement, one important statement, and one analogy for that, sometimes the result of that. So 2 or 3 things are combined in each sloka. So the last class I have mentioned this. You can write down each sloka, what it means, the statement of that sloka. So then it's easy to remember. No, you may not be remembering the sloka in Sanskrit, but you can remember the sentences. No, this can be easily done. Now in this sloka, you see, direct cause for liberation is knowledge. This is the statement here. The direct cause for liberation, undoubtedly, knowledge. From this second sloka to 5th sloka, Acharya is describing the means of moksha. So that this is the first one. The second to 5th sloka, the description of means of knowledge and means of moksha, that is liberation. Okay, now we see the word meanings. Bodho anya sadhanebhyo hi sakshad mokshaika sadhanam. Bodha means knowledge. So this knowledge is the direct means for the moksha. So sakshad mokshaika sadhanam. In other words, we can say knowledge is the only direct means for liberation. This is the meaning of the first line. In comparison with others, anya sadhanebhyah, when we compare with other sadhanas, those are also sadhanas, but in comparison, we can say jnanam is the direct cause. It doesn't mean jnanam is the only sadhana. No, it doesn't mean. There are sadhanas. There are contributory sadhanas, supportive sadhanas. But those are supportive sadhanas, indirect sadhanas. The direct sadhana is knowledge. Jnana devadu kaivalyam. It's a famous saying in Sanskrit, quoted in Vedantic textbook. That is jnanat evatu kaivalyam. Only by knowledge you get liberated. Jnana devatu kaivalyam. So the bodho, the knowledge is in comparison with all other sadhanas, sakshad mokshika sadhanam, the direct cause of liberation. Then he says, then the analogy is, example is, pagasya vahnivad jnanam. As I just mentioned, pagasya vahnivad jnanam. For cooking, fire is the direct cause. Pagasya vahnivat. Vahni means fire. In Sanskrit, vahni and agni. Agni. Vahni and agni. Both the words used for fire. There are many other words, but this is very famous. Vahni and agni. So pagasya, the all other means are supporting for cooking, but without fire, cooking cannot happen. So to say, fire is cooking. Fire is the direct means for cooking. Similarly, knowledge is the direct means for liberation. As soon as you get the experiential knowledge, direct experiential knowledge, which we call as aparoksha jnanam. So when we get that, we already know this word, we have learned in Atma Bodha. So the direct knowledge without any mediation. So when we get that, in that particular moment, when the knowledge is there, then there is moksha. So there is no other sadhana added with this knowledge. If Atma Jnana is there, then you are liberated. If your Atma Jnana is not there, you have learned all other shastras, bundle of books, you have you have achieved many degrees, many books you learned, you know many subjects, but if the knowledge of Atma is not there, you are called a ajnani. So Shankaracharya says in one of his bhashya, he says even a renowned pandita, well-known pandita, can be a fool if he is not having the knowledge of Brahman as Atma. So in terms of Vedanta, we call even that well-known scholar as a Mudha. Mudha means is fool, as good as a fool. So this is what he says. Because without knowing, he's explaining everything. Now the difficulty is, how can one choose, or how can one know the person is liberated or not? He has Atma jnana or not? It is very difficult to know. It is almost impossible for a normal person to know and know what you say, to believe that somebody is not realized or not. But Shastra is giving some indications. Through that we know. That's all. Otherwise, only a jnani the jnani will not say, I am a jnani. The difficulty is that he will not never declare, I am a jnani. Right? We declare, I have this degree, I am this, I am an engineer, I am a doctor, I am a teacher, I am a, all this we declare ourselves. But no jnani will declare himself, I am a jnani. If he declares like that, then the Upanishad says he cannot be a jnani. Because the interesting point is that the jnani, one jnani sees all others as jnanis only. For a jnani, there is no ajnani. Now, why it is? Because jnani, after knowing Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, after realizing Brahman, he becomes Brahma. So, other than Brahma, nothing exists. Therefore, when he sees a person, he is seeing Satchidananda Brahma only there. He is not seeing his body, mind, prana, intellect, and all those. For him, those are all mithya, because those are all the manifestation of Maya. Those are all upadhis, the urgent causes for that. So how can he see a person as a jnani? So for jnani, all are jnani. Now how can the jnani declare, I am the only jnani, you are all ajnanis? He cannot declare. Impossible. So therefore, it's very difficult to know somebody is jnani or not jnani. If you ask a person, you are a jnani or not? So what you would answer? You say, you will know who is jnani when you get knowledge. It means when you realize yourself, you will realize who is jnani. That would be his answer. Now, this experience is interesting. We see the same experience, same question is asked by an opponent in Brihadaranyaka Upanishads to Rishi Yajnavalkya. Because there is a story of a famous debate. So many other scholars gathered in a place in the court of Janaka. There some function was going on. So many scholars gathered there. Among them, Yajnavalkya was one of among them. So he, the Janaka, the king, he wanted to know, oh, so many scholars are here. I wanted to know who is jnani, Brahmajnani among these scholars. He had a doubt. Normally we have this. So now how to know that? You cannot ask each person, are you Brahmajnani or not? It's not possible. Then what he did, he kept lots of gold and all other wealth, maybe gold and silver and all other gums and like that. He kept all those lot of wealth and said, among all these who scholars who are gathered here, if anyone is Brahmajnani among you, that Brahmajnani can take all this wealth. Because in those days, the cows also consider as wealth. So he kept thousands cows and gold and all those. So then he declared, if you want to take, if somebody declare himself as Brahmajnani, he can take this wealth. So everybody waited because the court was there and they wanted to do some discussion and debate. So nobody answered for a while. There was no answer from any. Nobody raised hands. Then at last Yajnavalkya came out. He called his Shishya, disciple, Brahmachari, Samavedin, Samasravaha, he called. Because that Brahmachari was studying Samaveda. So he called by that name. So that Brahmachari was present. And then Yajnavalkya says, you may take all these cows to our ashram. That is what he said. Now, he is not declaring himself as Brahmajnani, but he calls his disciple and instruct that you take all these cows, lead all these cows to our ashram, because we need cows for milk and ghee for brahmacharis. Take all these cows. So now everybody was annoyed with him. How can you say that you are Brahmajnani? What is the proof for that? You have to lay down proof, and you have to state that. Now, prove you are a Brahmajnani. Now, you see, the situation is very serious. It is in front of a king. This very it's like a court. If something goes wrong, anything can happen. So what he says, I cannot declare myself as Brahmajnani, but I am saluting all Brahmajnanis who are here. I am saluting them. But he is not declaring himself a Brahmajnani. Then he says, if anybody has any doubt, any questions, they can ask. I will answer that question. So this is what happens. Now, Yajnavalkya is a Brahmajnani, but he is not declaring himself as Brahmajnani. He says, I am saluting my prostrations to all Brahmajnanis. He is not saying I am a Brahmajnani. Then he says, you want to ask something, you can ask. So I can clear your doubt. So maybe 8 people, 8 different scholars, they ask question from various shastras, different kind of questions. So the long debate is there, one chapter full of debate. Then he answered all those questions. At last, the court declares that he is a Brahmajnani. So like that it happens. So now the realization of Atma itself is jnanam. So when it is realized, the Brahmajnani will become one with all the living beings, not only living beings, but he is one with all what we see. The creation is identifying himself with Brahma. So Brahmeva idakam sarvam. Brahma is all pervading. So in that case, how can he declare that I am Brahman? I am Brahmajnani. So there is no jnana, ajnana difference for him. So this is the ultimate stage of understanding. Now, the last part of shloka, he says, Vina moksho na siddhyati. Jnanam vina moksho na siddhyati. Without knowledge, liberation cannot be accomplished. So, jnanam vina moksho na siddhyati. So, this is the second shloka. The cause of knowledge, cause of liberation is knowledge, and without knowledge, moksha, liberation cannot be achieved. Now, whatever we practice regarding this is to accomplish, to achieve this knowledge. Bhakti, karma, yoga, meditation, whatever sadhanas we have, all those sadhanas help us to accomplish, to achieve this knowledge. Each sadhana purifies our mind in different levels. Now, physical sadhana also have some connection with the mind, because if our body is fit, the mind can work in a sattvic way, because if body is sick, body has some problem. So normally the tamas, it means inactiveness, inertia will increase. So therefore, the healthy body is also necessary. That we normally practice some yoga and along with pranayama, because pranayama is also connected to the practice. So this helps to keep the mind steady and concentrated. Okay. So karma yoga, now we are doing karma yogas. Karma yoga is to purify our mind with raga, dvesha and all other problems. Unnecessary desires, greed, lust and all those problems, whatever are there in our mind. It is cleared by karma yoga. So that is said in Gita, is well established in Gita. So similarly, all these sadhanas in different levels, different the different part of sadhana, it takes us to the ultimate sadhana as jnana. So jnana is also, there are two types of jnana we have discussed in Atmabodha, paroksha jnana and aparoksha jnana, indirect knowledge and direct knowledge. So first we get informative knowledge. So what we are learning is the information about ourselves. We are studying ourselves. Atma Bodha. Atma Bodha. So we are studying ourselves. What we don't know what is our nature. So we want to know what is our nature. So this is the second sloka, the statement of second sloka. Now we see the third sloka, continuing the same subject. Avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartayet. Vidya vidyam nihantyeva. Tejastimira sanghavat. Now, someone can ask a question. Why only knowledge is direct cause for liberation? Why not karma? Why not bhakti? Why not upasana? Why you say only knowledge is the direct cause of liberation, moksha? The opponent's idea is even this knowledge, the so-called knowledge is also a thought process. No, when we get an information, our mind process it. When we hear about like ice cream, no, this is just we heard a word ice cream. The mind will process that word. So you will the mind will get the previous information. If you had tasted ice cream earlier, the mind will bring all those information. And connecting with those informations, mind will give you a suggestion that this ice cream is good for you. This ice cream is tasty because you had already tasted it. I have a correct information that it is a very good thing. What you heard is right. So this is how mind process it. Now, to prove that, mind will bring the previous experience into existence. So then you will actually remember when you had that ice cream. So now mind is forcing you to get that ice cream and taste that ice cream. So this is the process. Now you see, just hearing that word, all this process happened. Now you have the desire, you are ready to get the ice cream and taste it. So this is all called the thought process. It is a thought process. So any information you get, mind will connect that information with the previous informations and the emotions. Informations and the emotions, what you already had experienced. Then you think, oh, I know this. What you say is, I know this ice cream. I know. What you know. You only heard the word. But you say, I know ice cream because you have already experienced it So in this process, if one sees correctly, then he can experience that even in this process of knowledge, there is an action. There is an action. That action is called mental action. The mind is acting there, not the body. Mind is processing this knowledge. So the process of knowledge is called action. So this action, particularly the process of knowledge, is called in Sanskrit vritti jnana. You have to note down this word and the meaning. Vritti jnana means the thought process of knowledge. It means the functional knowledge, or we can say active knowledge. The knowledge, the action of knowledge is called vritti. Vritti jnana, vritti and pravritti. If the pra is prefixed there, then it's called pravritti. Otherwise, it is vritti. Okay. Now, what I am trying to say is why this third verse is saying about karma. Why he brought the karma here? Because the last second verse said knowledge is the only direct cause for liberation. Then you can ask this question. Even this knowledge is also seemingly an action, because there is a mental action, like seeing, hearing, and like we are thinking about the thought. Thought is also an action that we can see in a dream. Dream, only thoughts are there, but those thoughts are the thoughts itself is in action. So therefore, why you say only knowledge can liberate? Why not karma? Because knowledge is also a karma. Vritti jnana. Vritti jnana is knowledge. Now what we are getting the knowledge, that knowledge is called vritti jnana. So we need to process this knowledge in the mind. No, we will learn what is not vritti jnana. That we will learn later, because now we have two jnanas. One is called vritti jnana and another is not vritti jnana. That is swarupa jnana. So swarupa jnana has not thought process. That is the difference. And this vritti jnana has thought process. So generally when we say knowledge, knowledge means vritti jnana. Like we say, I have learned, I studied. What does it mean? You did an effort to study a book, to learn something. So there is lots of effort to study. It is obvious that without effort, you cannot study. So then it means this is vritti jnana. For swarupa jnana, there is no effort. All effort stops there. So that we will discuss later, because now the subject here is why this vritti jnana is not combined with the knowledge. Why you say only knowledge can liberate? The karma can also liberate. So though the vritti, now the answer is there is a difference between knowledge and karma. Though the vritti jnana is also an action, seemingly an action, but there is a huge difference, total difference of vritti jnana, jnana and action. Now what is that? That is what stated here in this. Avirodhitaya karma na avidyam vinivartayet. Closely follow this. He says, avirodhitaya karma. Now the karma, the action, is not opposite of avidya, ignorance. It means action goes along with ignorance. So avirodhitaya, it means on account of non-opposition of karma. On account of non-opposition of karma, this karma, the action, cannot dispel avidya, ignorance. Vinivartayet. Okay? Avirodhidaya means on account of non-opposition. This karma, because karma and ignorance goes together. They are friends. They don't opposite each other. They don't oppose each other. So therefore, karma cannot dispel avidya, and avidya will not remove karma. As long as avidya is there, karma will be produced. Therefore, karma cannot oppose avidya. If it is not opposing avidya, how can karma remove avidya? The removal needs to be opposed. It means only that means can remove the other if it is opposing that. So for the example given here, the light removes the darkness. In the absence of darkness, light is there. If light is there, the absence of darkness is there. So light destroys darkness because they are opposing each other. So avirodhidaya karma na avidyam vinivirtaya. This is the only reason. It's not the vritti jnana is not because of vritti jnana it is not doing. Because for karma there should be avidya, and avidya, karma, they are going together. Therefore, karma cannot remove avidya, ignorance. If ignorance is not removed, knowledge cannot come, and it cannot, the sadhaka cannot be liberated. Vidya avidyam nihandyeva. The next sentence he says, Vidya avidyam nihandi. Only knowledge destroys ignorance. Only knowledge eradicates ignorance. No other means can eradicate ignorance. If you want to dispel, you want to remove the darkness, light is the only means. Without light, if you do effort for hundreds of years, to remove darkness. It's not possible. If you chant loudly, will darkness go? No. If you no, do anything else, it will not go. If you want to remove the darkness, the direct means only means is light. As soon as light comes, the darkness disappears. So this is the analogy here. Tejas timira sanghavat. Tejaha means light. Timira sanghaha. The pitch darkness, thick darkness. Even the thick darkness, pitch darkness is removed by Tejaha light. This is the situation. So now what it is said here, if you are trying to remove darkness by karma, it's not possible. You cannot remove ignorance by karma. Why? You see this example. Darkness can only intensify the existing darkness if it is intensifying like that. So if you bring darkness, or if you connect darkness with darkness, then what would happen? We can just imagine that the previous darkness would be thicker than, not the thicker, more darkness. So karma cannot do that. So if you're continuously doing karma to remove the darkness, ignorance, it's not possible. Now the question will arise. Then what is the use of karma yoga? The karma yoga is also karma. Then how can we say the karma yoga will give us knowledge and liberation, as said in Gita? There is a difference. The karma yoga has become a sadhana to purify the mind. This is the step. This is the direct connection. Karma yoga is not bringing the knowledge, but karma yoga is purifying the mind. Now you see, if mind is purified, then we can say the person is purified. Is it not? If mind is purified, we call the person, he is a pure person, he is a good person. No, his behavior is good, his thoughts are good, his feeling is good. No, this like that. We declare the person as a good person. So therefore, if mind is purified by karma yoga, so mind is getting more sattvika guna, the sattvic quality, the sattvic aspects of Maya. Though it is Maya, but it is sattvic. Now these sattvic aspects of Maya is a quality to bring down the knowledge. This is the connection. Once mind is purified, mind is qualified for the knowledge, to get this direct knowledge. Therefore, karma yoga is essential in this way for sadhana. Without karma yoga, it is not possible. Without karma yoga, mind purification is not possible. Without karma yoga, if you study only shastras or try to get more informations, you will be you will get more ego and more scholarly ego in you. Oh, I am a scholarly person. Nobody is there in this world as compared to my knowledge. Like that, this ego will come, and you will not see anybody like you in the world. You will see only you. I am the highest. So this is very bad. This is very dangerous. Therefore, normal knowledge and this spiritual knowledge, the adhyatmika jnana, is two different things. Adhyatmika jnana makes the person simple. Now his mind is purified with that. So he will not feel any proud, any ego in him. Is after getting adhyatmika jnana, if he feels again more ego, then that is not right. So therefore, to get the right knowledge, the stability of knowledge, one has to practice karma yoga, no other way. Therefore, in many verses of Gita, Bhagavan repeatedly stated this. The only karma yoga can purify you. Yogina karma kurvanti sankam tektva atma shuddhaye. This is atma shuddhi, means purification of mind. No other way. So therefore, this is the step. The karma yoga, karma is not directly bringing the knowledge. Here what is said is, the knowledge, only knowledge can remove ignorance. Here it is not denied that karma yoga is not useful for knowledge. It is not denied here. It only says, only knowledge can remove ignorance. Karma cannot remove ignorance. It means knowledge is the direct cause for ignorance, as light is the cause for removing darkness. Okay, this is how it is connected. So, vidya avidyam nihanteva tejas timira sanghavata. Now, we will take the point which I introduced in this sloka, third sloka, the vritti jnana. Again, this vritti jnana is also an action. Now, can this vritti jnana remove or destroy ignorance? Will this vritti jnana will destroy ignorance or not? This is the question. So this is answered such a way, though the vritti jnana combined with, though the vritti jnana is also an action, but it is combined with the Chaitanya, ceases to be called karma. Now, vritti jnana, as we see, is a thought process, an action. But this vritti jnana slowly get into the real knowledge. Vritti jnana slowly will get into that real knowledge. The combined with Chaitanya, pure knowledge. Then this vritti jnana will lose its existence as karma. Are you getting me how it is possible? Now, vritti jnana, that now we are practicing knowledge. This is called vritti jnana. Okay. There is no doubt. This is vritti jnana. Now this vritti jnana, when we repeatedly practice this, when we get more clarity, when we meditate on this, do manana on this, this vritti jnana will be combined and connected with the Swarupa. Now, in between, we will feel that, oh, I am not this body, I am not this mind. Oh, this is what it is said. So this is correct. So then, this vritti jnana slowly become the jnana, the original jnana, the Swarupa jnana. The action part of vritti jnana will be reduced, ceased off, removed off by practice. Okay, this we will learn later in detail, step by step, because this is very important in Vedanta. People ask, what is the meditation in Vedanta? How we meditate by Vedantic theories. So this is the meditation in Vedanta, the deepest meditation. So the knowledge, when you get any kind of information, any thought, you don't think about information, you just get any thought, pradibodham, and try to contemplate on that thought, how this thought is processed, how this thought is bringing me happiness or bringing my my chaitanya, my existence. So just think about that. Then you will understand the thought is reflecting the chaitanya. Therefore, thought is combined and connected with chaitanya. The radiance of that thought, the vibration of that thought is not the object in that thought, but the existence of Chaitanya, Satchidananda. So, hence, it can eradicate darkness. This is how it happens. Now, the Swarupa Jnana, another important point I am stating here. Now we have two jnanas. Okay? One jnana is called vritti jnana. That is normal knowledge, what we call as knowledge, thought process. Now the other jnana is Swarupa jnana, the real knowledge. Now, which knowledge eradicates ignorance? Can you say which knowledge is going to eradicate ignorance? You may say Swarupa jnana, but not. Swarupa jnana is not opposing anything, because even this ignorance is based in Swarupa jnana, because without Swarupa, without Atma, there is no ignorance, no thought process, nothing. The Brahma jnana, what we call, similarly has two meanings. Brahma jnana has two meanings. One is Swarupa jnana, that is the Swarupa Chaitanyam, Swarupam of Brahman, Atma, and the second is vritti jnana. When we learn Upanishads, Vedanta, we get Brahma jnana as vritti jnana. Okay. When this vritti jnana is practiced for prolonged time, it gets its action, it gets lost its action part. Then it is one with the Chaitanya. In that time, in that process that we called Brahmakara vritti, So this normal Brahma jnana become Brahmakara vritti. So in that moment, when this Brahma jnana loses its action part, okay, how it loses? By repetition of knowledge and by manana, meditation, contemplation, nididhyasana, it loses its action part. Now there is no action as knowledge. Because when mind is steady, there is no hope of action. So then, in that particular moment, this vritti jnana, this Brahma jnana eradicates darkness, ignorance. This is the process in Vedanta. This is the difference. Now, when it eradicates, what happened to this vritti jnana? After eradicating, removing darkness, ignorance, this vritti jnana is one with the Swarupa jnana. Now it has no separate existence. Now we will discuss this maybe after 2-3 slokas, again it will come. So this is the idea conveyed here. The deepest level of knowledge process in Vedanta. So now in this sloka, what is stated, what we have to remember is action, karma cannot remove ignorance. The reason is karma is not opposed by ignorance. Therefore, the karma cannot remove the ignorance. Only vidya can remove ignorance. Vidya means jnanam, knowledge. What knowledge removes ignorance? According to the system of Vedanta, vritti jnana. The vritti jnana in the level of nididhyasana removes, eradicates ignorance. And then the vritti jnana and the swarupa jnana become one. They become one. So there is no separate existence for vritti jnana. There is no need to remove the vritti jnana again. In the process of nididhyasana, the vritti jnana become brahmakara vritti, become brahma jnana, all pervading. Now the vritti jnana is individually centralized. Now I say, I have this knowledge. I studied Atma Bodha. Now this is what is our experience, no? My knowledge. I am studying. So I learned this. But in that level, one will not feel that I learned and this is my knowledge. It won't be there. That sadhaka, he will feel this knowledge is there, that's all. Knowledge is there, the existence of knowledge. But this is not my knowledge, or this is not Atma Bodha knowledge, this is not his knowledge, this is not anybody's knowledge. There is no individual identity. So now everything is centralized individually in each individual. But in this stage, after nididhyasana, this knowledge become brahmakara vritti. It become all pervading knowledge. Then that knowledge loses action. Okay, then there is no action. Because once it is all pervading, then how can be there action? So then the mind stops. No vrittis. So that is samadhi. That samadhi is called nididhyasana, the vikalpa. So there is no thought or the action of thought or nothing is there. So it becomes samadhi. then this vritti jnana, the indirect knowledge, is one with direct knowledge and one with Atma. So there is only Atma then. So that is stated in Upanishad. What I am saying is stated in Upanishad. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahma becomes Brahma. No, the only in this Brahma Jnana this is possible. This you have to remember this. If you know a flower, you won't be one with the flower. The knower of flower become flower. It happens? No, never happens. It cannot be. So only in this case, the knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. The knower of flower cannot be one with flower. The knower of Brahman become Brahman. The lover of Brahman becomes Brahman. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. If you love Brahman, you will be Brahman. But in other places, other experiences, it is not happens. So therefore, it is unnormal. It is not normal. So this is how vritti jnana and what we are learning. Now, what you may think, whatever we are learning, it may, no, at last it is waste, no? what we are doing, the whole effort is waste. So this is not useful there. But no, all this is useful. Because only through this, you can reach there. No other way. No, like he said in last verse. So jnana devatu kaiva. So all this knowledge, all this informations, the different informations become one there and one with the Atma. Then we will enjoy the ultimate existence, ultimate knowledge, and ultimate peace of mind on with that state of Brahman. So therefore it is said in Upanishad, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Okay, so with this third sloka, we stop here today's session. Okay, so you contemplate deeply on this subject. Today I am not taking up questions because after this there need to be some contemplation. So you do contemplation. Next session we will take up questions. Okay. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Purnamataha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudasyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.